Good evening. This is Akashvani. I am Saira Mujtaba with the news at 9. The headlines. Government approves 1 lakh crore rupees for world's largest grain storage plan in Cooperative Sector. Union Home Minister Amit Shah reviews security arrangements to bring normalcy in Manipur. Government launches electronics repair services outsourcing to make India the repair capital of the world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches BJP's month-long mass outreach campaign from Ajmer, says NDA government is dedicated to good governance and serving citizens. IMD forecast heavy rainfall in northwestern India and some parts of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala today and tomorrow. And Sports Minister Anurag Thakur says government is in favour of sports and athletes, urges protesting wrestlers to be patient and trust the investigation. And now the news in detail. The Union Cabinet has approved a 1 lakh crore rupee scheme to increase grain storage capacity in the cooperative sector. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur said the Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi today approved the constitution and empowerment of an inter-ministerial committee for facilitation of the world's largest grain storage plan in cooperative sector. This will be done by the convergence of various schemes of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Ministry of Food Processing Industries. To ensure time-bound and uniform implementation of the plan in a professional manner, the Ministry of Cooperation will implement a pilot project in at least 10 selected districts of different states and UTs in the country.
इस योजना के क्रियान्वयन के लिए 3 टायर स्ट्रक्चर होगा, जिसमें एक नेशनल लेवल पे कमेटी बनेगी, तो दूसरी राज्य के स्तर पे चीफ सेक्रेटरी के लेवल पे बनेगी, तीसरी जिला के स्तर पे कलेक्टर के अध्यक्षता में बनेगी, जहां पर डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोऑपरेटिव डेवलपमेंट कमेटी बनेगी। इस पे 1 लाख करोड़ रुपया खर्च तो होने जा रहा है। ये हमारी भंडारण की क्षमता भी 1450 लाख टन से बढ़ाकर 2150 लाख टन बना देगी अगले 5 वर्षों में।
The Cabinet has also given its nod to City Investments to Innovate, Integrate and Sustain 2.0 or CITIIS 2.0 for Integrated Urban Management. CITIIS 2.0 will run for a period of 4 years, that is from 2023 to 2027.
इसके 3 कंपोनेंट ही रहेंगे, लेकिन इसके ऊपर खर्चा जो है वो 1866 करोड़ रुपए इसके ऊपर खर्चा आएगा। पहले कंपोनेंट के अंतर्गत कंपटीशन के आधार पर 18 शहरों का चयन किया जाएगा और इसके लिए फंडिंग भी उपलब्ध करवाई जाएगी। दूसरे कंपोनेंट के अंतर्गत राज्य सरकारों द्वारा स्टेट क्लाइमेट सेंटर और क्लाइमेट डेटा ऑब्जर्वेटरीज आदि जैसे स्टेट लेवल क्लाइमेट इनिशिएटिव्स को इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाएगा। ये जो तीसरा कंपोनेंट है, इसके अंतर्गत नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ अर्बन अफेयर्स को क्लाइमेट गवर्नेंस में कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग हेतु 106 करोड़ रुपए का ग्रांट उपलब्ध करवाई जाएगी।
The Cabinet also approved to establish a regional office of the Universal Postal Union (UPU) in New Delhi. The approval enables India to play active role at multilateral organizations in postal sector with emphasis on South-South and triangular cooperation. The initiative will help in expanding India's diplomatic footprint and strengthen relations with other countries, especially in Asia-Pacific region, and will enhance India's presence at the global postal forums. In Manipur, Union Home Minister Amit Shah today chaired a high-level security meeting and reviewed the security arrangements taken up by the security forces to bring normalcy in the state. The meeting was attended by Governor Anusuya Uike, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, and top officials of the police, paramilitary and armed forces. The meeting was held at Raj Bhavan, Imphal this evening. Mr. Shah arrived at Imphal on Monday evening on a 3-day visit to the state. The Union Minister visited the border town of Moreh this evening and held a meeting with leaders of various student and civil organizations there. Afterwards, the Minister visited the Kangpokpi district and interacted with tribal leaders. Mr. Shah also inspected and visited the relief camp at Ideal Girls College in Akampat under the Imphal East district. He interacted with the homeless families from Moreh and Churchandpur there. Meanwhile, exchange of fire between security forces and unidentified armed miscreants took place today in different districts of the state. 3 security personnel were injured in the bomb blast that took place in the adjoining area of Churchandpur and Bishnupur district today. The government today launched the Electronics Repair Services Outsourcing ERSO pilot initiative to validate certain transformational policy and process changes to make India the repair capital of the world. Over the next 5 years, India's ERSO industry is likely to fetch a revenue of up to $20 billion and also generate millions of jobs. This initiative is in line with the vision of Prime Minister Modi to make India a global electronics powerhouse. Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana or ABPMJ achieved a milestone of 5 crore hospital admissions amounting to 61,501 crore rupees. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in a statement today said that to date, over 23 crore beneficiaries have been verified and issued Ayushman cards for availing free treatment in PMJ empaneled hospital network, consisting 28,351 hospitals, including 12,824 private hospitals across the country. India's gross domestic production registered a growth of 6.1% in the January-March fourth quarter of the current fiscal. For 2022-23 as a whole, the statistics of the ministry's first provisional estimate has pegged the GDP growth at 7.2%, 20 basis points higher than the second advance estimate of 7%. At 6.1%, the latest quarterly growth number is significantly higher than the expectations of 5.1%. After the World Bank and United Nations, US-based global investment bank Morgan Stanley has reaffirmed faith in the India story. In a report detailing India's transformation over the last 10 years, Morgan Stanley credited the government's policy choices for making India gain a significant position in the world order with positive consequences for the macro and market outlook. The report titled India Equity Strategy and Economics, How India Has Transformed in Less Than a Decade, reviewed India's policy changes since 2014 in areas like supply-side reforms, formalization of the economy, real estate, digitalizing social benefit transfers, insolvency and bankruptcy code, flexible inflation targeting focus on FDI and government support for corporate profits. It commended the government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi for bringing corporate tax at par with peers and expediting infrastructure investment. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at TIR News Alerts. Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the 9 years of the BJP-led NDA government have been dedicated to the service of the countrymen, good governance and the welfare of the poor. Addressing a mega public meeting in Ajmer this evening, Mr. Modi launched the BJP's month-long mass outreach campaign to mark the completion of 9 years of the NDA government. In the rally, the Prime Minister also presented the report card of the 9 years of his government in front of the countrymen. The Prime Minister said that Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and giving priority to the underprivileged have been the reason for the major changes in the country.
देश ने 2014 में सबका साथ सबका विकास के नए संकल्प का आह्वान किया था। इस संकल्प में राजस्थान ने बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाई है। आज दुनिया के बड़े बड़े एक्सपर्ट ये बोल रहे हैं कि भारत अति गरीबी को समाप्त करने के बहुत निकट है। आखिर ये बदलाव आया कैसे? इसका जवाब है सबका साथ, सबका विकास.
The Prime Minister said since the implementation of one rank, one pension by the BJP government, 65,000 crore rupees have reached the pockets of the ex-servicemen of the country.
वन रैंक वन पेंशन लागू होने के बाद 18,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा की राशि एरियर के तौर पर पूर्व सैनिकों को मिली है। इसका लाभ राजस्थान के भी करीब करीब 2 लाख पूर्व सैनिकों को मिला है। वन रैंक वन पेंशन लागू होने की वजह से देश के पूर्व सैनिकों की जेब में अब तक करीब 65,000 करोड़ रुपया गया है.
The Prime Minister said that the BJP understood the difficulties of small farmers and has increased the agriculture budget 6 times in 9 years. He stressed that many initiatives have been taken for the first time for the welfare of the farmers. The Prime Minister said that there has never been a shortage of money for development work in the country, but the development of the country was being affected due to the corrupt system. He said that the BJP government has closed the routes of looting the government in the last 9 years, and that is why the country is being developed. Mr. Modi said that the government has spent about 24 lakh crore rupees on modern highways and railways. 29 lakh crore rupees have reached the bank accounts of the poor through DBT. The Prime Minister said it is the people of India who have taken the country's economy to new heights after COVID. Taking a dig at the parties opposing the new parliament building, Mr. Modi said that these parties have insulted the sentiments of the country. Referring to the Congress government in Rajasthan, Mr. Modi said, the government of the state has not fulfilled the promise of loan waiver to the farmers to date. Mr. Modi said that the coming 7 years of this decade are very important for the country. Terming 140 crore countrymen as family members, the Prime Minister assured the country that he will continue to work tirelessly for nation building. Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushkamal Dahal Prachand, arrived in New Delhi this afternoon on a 4-day official visit to India. He was received by Minister of State for External Affairs, Meenakshi Lekhi, at the airport. This is his first bilateral visit abroad after resuming office in December last year. Education and Skill Development Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today met his Singapore counterpart Chan Soon Sing on the last day of his 3-day visit to Singapore. Both the ministers had fruitful conversations on further strengthening the bilateral cooperation and deepening engagements in all areas of education and skill development. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will embark on a 2-nation tour of South Africa and Namibia from tomorrow. During the first leg of his visit, Dr. Jaishankar will participate in the BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting in South Africa's Cape Town. He will also hold a bilateral meeting with his South African counterpart, Naledi Pandyor. He will call on the South African president and is likely to hold bilateral meetings with other BRICS foreign ministers. He will also have an interaction with the Indian diaspora in Cape Town. The minister will visit Namibia from the 4th to the 6th of June. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur has urged protesting wrestlers not to take any step that would undermine sports. Speaking to media on the sidelines of an event in New Delhi, Mr. Thakur asked the wrestlers to be patient till the outcome of the investigation and trust the investigative process. He said Delhi police has registered the FIR, keeping in line with their talks with the Supreme Court. The minister said it will only be right if they do not take any steps that harm sports or any athlete until the investigation is concluded. He said the government is in favour of sports and the athletes. National capital Delhi witnessed moderate to heavy rainfall this evening. IMD said light or moderate rainfall with thunderstorms, lightning and gusty winds are expected over northwest India till the 1st of June. Hailstorms and thunder squall are expected in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand today and tomorrow. The Met Department has forecast heavy rainfall in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand today. IMD has forecast heavy rainfall over Tamil Nadu, South Interior Karnataka and Kerala today and tomorrow. To preserve and promote the dialects of Uttarakhand, Akashvani Dehradun has begun broadcasting news in Garhwali and Kumaoni dialects. Under this, the Kumaoni Bulletin will be broadcast tomorrow daily from 7:30 to 7:40 p.m. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government approves 1 lakh crore rupee for world's largest grain storage plant in Cooperative Sector. Union Home Minister Amit Shah reviews security arrangements to bring normalcy in Manipur. Government launches ERSO to make India the repair capital of the world. Prime Minister Modi launches BJP's month-long mass outreach campaign from Ajmer. IMD forecasts heavy rainfall in northwest India and some parts of southern India. Sports Minister Anurag Thakur says government is in favour of sports and athletes, urges protesting wrestlers to be patient and trust the investigation. That's all in the news at 9. Good night.